Honestly, if you know the show, you guys, she's an emotional character.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, really much.
Kind of dramatic.
You know how she is. But yeah, okay, so let me go ahead and read this. So Jennifer Green... Ooh.
What?
I just said her real first name and then her...
character's
and
last
then the
name.
character's last name. Excuse me. Hi, it's Caleb.
And I'm Tori.
And welcome to our podcast, Uncork and Listen.
And today we are uncorking a bottle. It's Josh's Pinot Grigio.
All right.
So I'm going to open that right now. And
There we go.
Pour ourselves a few glasses. All right. There's going to be some sound here.
Ooh, some ASMR.
Right? ASMR. Not even trying to do that, but hey, you know. We have your glass.
Thank you.
Tell me when.
That's good right there.
All right.
Danke.
And do you want to do a cheers first?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's see what this is like. Huh.
What's your thought on this, actually?
It's really good.
You like it? Okay, I like it too.
Okay, so just real quick.
Yeah.
Me and my husband, we are big Sauvignon Blanc fans. Sauvignon Blanc. And
it's not
honestly, this one I might venture to say is better.
I mean, I will say this. I've had different types of Josh brands. I've never had this white one, I should say, I guess. But
you've had red ones.
I've had the red ones. It's not as delicious. It's not as tart as the Sauvignon Blanc we had.
And I definitely like tart stuff.
I do too.
But no, yeah, this is delicious. It's like very light, but it's
super
flavorful.
Smooth too.
Yeah, very smooth. Let me take another sip.
Yeah.
I feel like it's...
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how you and I took the sip and we were like, oh, wait a minute. This is pretty damn good.
I'm studying over this. I'm thinking it has more pear. It's not I feel like a lot of Sauvignon Blancs that I've had are very sharp, almost like an apple.
Sure.
Kind of a flavor. Where this one is a bit softer, but it's not sweet.
It's not.
And I'm not big on sweet wine, so
no, I'm not either.
I really like this a lot. But I'm thinking more of a pear than an apple. Let me see if there's a description.
Can they put this
Hey, I was a little bit right. Okay, I can read the description on the bottle.
Yeah, let's do it.
How about before I read it?
Okay.
You tell me what it tastes like to you. Give me some descriptions.
On. Honestly, it's very appley.
You think it's apple? I'm not getting apple.
I can taste. Well, okay. You said pear. But
I was definitely thinking pear.
The funny thing is, I'm not a pear person.
Yeah.
I'm really not. But I mean, go ahead and read it.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, our California Pinot Grigio is a fresh and crisp, it's very crisp.
It is, yeah.
It says, brightening any occasion with flavors of melon and citrus and a hint of juicy pear.
Wow.
So I was right about the pear. I can definitely...
It's really good, Tori.
I can definitely see the citrus because there's a bit of a zing to it. But the melon... Let me just take another sip and see if I can, see what they're saying by melon.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
At the very front of it.
Oh, okay.
Before you swallow, when it's just in your mouth. I actually kind of get a melon. I can, just when you're thinking about it, I definitely have kind of a melon vibe.
I mean, this is surprisingly good.
It's very good.
I mean, granted, I've never been disappointed with any Josh brands when it comes to their wine. Never have been. But, yeah, I am really happy with this one. I will be grabbing this one again.
It's very fresh. And another thing that I'm not a big... I'm not a wine connoisseur, like I've said before.
Right.
But just some things that I know about wine when you're tasting and stuff.
Oh, we're talking about the legs.
Yeah, you swirl it around and let it settle for a minute. And as you let it settle on your glass, it'll start to drip down on the sides. And the little drips, they are called legs.
Right.
And the amount of legs / drips that you see it'll tell you basically the alcohol content. So if there's a lot of drips/legs, then it's a higher content of alcohol. And there are, as I'm observing it, a decent amount of legs, but nothing crazy. But yeah, there's definitely a decent amount.
I'm gonna pour some more. Hold on.
Let me see what the alcohol content is.
I actually just... It's not like... I just looked it up. Do you want to guess?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
You're going to swish your glass around and then...
I'm going to swish it. It's not like a ton, but it's a decent amount. I'm thinking like 13.5.
Ooh, you're close.
Am I? Is it 14?
No. It's 12.5.
Oh, 12.5.
But also, I'm going to say this too. Hold on. I'm going to say this. I could be wrong, but white wines normally, when it comes to the alcohol content, they don't have as much as red.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Reds are more like 14.
From what I've seen, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is. It's an interesting thing to observe and to kind of guess at, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah. It's very good. Very good. And I just want to say real quick, I have my puppy here, Lucy. And she's been sleeping for like the past hour, being really quiet. And then, of course, all of a sudden, when we start recording, she starts making some noise. So if you hear anything in the background, it's her. Yeah. I apologize.
Yeah. And if it gets too rowdy, we can always, we'll do some editing.
We'll see what we have to do.
Right, exactly. But yeah, anyway, so I know we were talking about this today. But I wanted to talk about the Enneagram.
The Enneagram?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I pronouncing it
correctly? It's Enneagram.
Yes. But this was a few months ago.
Yeah.
But you kind of you did introduce it to me.
Yeah, I did.
And you were like, you gotta check out this. It's so cool. And
it's a personality type thing, like a personality test.
Yeah.
But it is like, out of all the personality tests that I've seen, that I've taken tests for, just for fun or whatever, it is the most like accurate, because it's actually very detailed. It's
insanely detailed. Mm-hmm. And can I also say this too about the Enneagram test? But not only like does it give you like information about yourself and who you are personality wise, it also helps you understand like other people.
Yes,
and
that's kind of the goal
and
of
their
it.
Personality and how they kind of process things.
Right.
And it I don't know, it just helps. It gives you a better understanding. It helps
you understand people better.
Helps
if
you grow
really
relationships
look into it.
And
yeah, because it's interesting.
Very fascinating, in my opinion.
For sure. The thing that I think is the most interesting about it is it tells you, like you can take a test online. You can literally just look up,
it's free.
Yeah, for free.
You can do it for
Enneagram, personality test. And then once you figure out like what your number is, the cool thing about it is it tells you, I'm not sure if you can hear Lucy, but she's whining over there. But it tells you basically what your number is like when you're healthy versus when you're unhealthy.
Right.
And sometimes, so all the numbers are like kind of connected, like they mesh together. So say say you're one number. If you are unhealthy, sometimes you can look like another number.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because there was like a...
they all kind of connect.
What's your... Like, I don't know how to explain this, but when you're like doing well or better, or you have like strength. What was it? I forgot how.
When
it
you're
goes.
doing really well, you can look like another number as well.
Yeah.
But
then when you're feeling down or depressed or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, like if you're not doing well, then you can look like the downsides of another number.
Right.
So they're all kind of like intertwined.
Explain, honestly.
Yeah, I strongly suggest looking it up.
Strongly suggest looking. If you don't know anything about this stuff, I definitely recommend looking into it, taking the test. It really is fascinating. And quite frankly, I'm going to tell you the story. When I took the test and I found out, because I'm a 7, which is like the...
I think it's the entertainer.
Entertainer. There was another term for it. I can't remember. But But quite frankly, when I took this test, it helped me understand more of myself.
Oh, for sure.
And who I'm a person, and how I like behave and react to things regarding other people that are in my life. Mm-hmm. And
for sure,
it was kind of eye-opening.
Yeah, it's very enlightening.
It's wild how accurate this stuff is too.
And there's a lot of like, because I've done a lot of research and I've looked around on this stuff, and there's actually a lot of like YouTube channels, like YouTubers who are like dedicated to the Enneagram.
Oh, yeah.
And you can learn a lot from them. And they'll show you like, they'll also show you like how like this number, you're good, how like one number is like with another number in a relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's very helpful, like to understand yourself, to understand others, understand relationships.
Right. I know therapists that literally use this as a way for them to kind of understand the person that they are working with. Yeah. Or for the patient to understand themselves.
Right. Yeah. But it's very good.
It is really cool.
Do you want to look it up and we can just kind of do a brief overview like of each number in case, people are not aware of...
I'll let you...
Sure, I'll look it up.
I'll let you look that up.
Sure. All right, so the 9 types of the Enneagram, starting with 1. Type 1 is called the Reformer, and they are principled, purposeful, self-controlled,
there we go.
And they tend to be perfectionists.
Ooh.
Yeah. Type 1s are typically very, like, type A in many ways.
Right, yeah. Really
very driven. Yeah.
Really interesting.
And then the type 2 is the helper. They're generous, demonstrative, people-pleasing, and possessive. So they are they're the kind of people, like, they always want to do, like, they're always wanting to do something for people. Right. They're wanting to help people all the time. And they're driven, basically, like, they want to give love and they want to receive love, kind of a thing. Like, they're very, like, heart-driven.
Going back to 1 real quick, I actually can understand why you would think Kyle is a 1.
I always thought...
It makes sense.
Yeah, I always thought my husband was a 1, but then after he took the test, he's actually a 5.
Right.
And after doing research, that also makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always...
All right, so continue.
Yeah. I
didn't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So then type 3 is the Achiever. And honestly, I don't think I know any type 3s in my life. Like, that's the one number.
Georgia, my youngest sister, Georgia, she's a 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very
okay,
much
so then I do know one.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So,
yeah, I had her take the test a couple months ago, and she was a 3. So.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So then, so type 3 is the Achiever. They are adaptable, excelling, driven, and image conscious. Mm-hmm. They're all about, they're just hard workers. They're competitive,
Oh, yeah. I mean, that sounds like her.
Yeah.
To be completely honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then type 4 is the Individualist. They are expressive, dramatic, self-absorbed, and temperamental. They are probably the most emotional of all the types. Just very, like, they don't have to be artsy, but a lot of artsy, just in their emotions.
Oh, right.
Just that kind of person, is a 4. Mm-hmm. So that's a 4. And then 5, which my husband is a 5.
Yes, Kyle's a 5.
Is the Investigator. They are perceptive, innovative, secretive, and isolated.
Okay.
So they're like a head type. They're very much in their heads. They process things in their heads. They're very, like, analytical, calculated. They think everything through.
Right.
That
makes a lot of sense.
and they tend to
For Kyle, I mean,
obviously everybody is different. So
right,
not every type 5 is an introvert, but it does lend itself to that.
It kind of gears into that a little bit, but not always. I mean, everybody, like you said,
everybody is different.
Yeah,
but it does lend itself to that.
Right.
And then
number 6
is the Loyalist. My mom is a 6. I think your mom is a 6
too.
And I think one of my brothers is also a 6.
Okay.
I know a lot of 6s.
Isaac?
Yeah, I think he's a 6.
I can see that.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever taken the test, so I don't want to, speak out of turn.
Right.
But just out of guessing, I think he is a 6. They're engaging, responsible, anxious, and suspicious. So they're the kind of person that is not always like, they don't open up to everybody, but if they have a relationship with you, they are very loyal. That's why they're called the loyalist.
Yeah.
They're very loyal. They make very good friends. They can open up, with their friends, but they tend to be a little bit more reserved and held back,
right?
To people that they don't know or whatever. And they tend to struggle with anxiety and worry.
Sounds literally like my mother.
Yeah.
No offense, Mom. I love you.
It's no offense intended.
Yeah, it's no offense intended.
They're great people. Like, my mom is a 6 as well. Like, they're very strong people.
Yeah.
But, they're loyal to the people that they're closest with.
Exactly.
And they're apprehensive about other things.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on.
Oh my gosh.
So number 7, which is actually Caleb.
It is me.
Yeah, Caleb is a 7. This one, it says that it's the enthusiast.
Yes.
And some other
That's
ones.
what I was saying. I was like, you said entertainer, which I think is part of it.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, there's another description for it.
Some call it the entertainer, some call it the enthusiast, and both is very accurate terms for it.
Absolutely.
It says spontaneous, versatile, acquisite. What is that? Acquisitive?
Listen, we're both.
It's embarrassing.
We're both at a point where reading is quite complicated.
Right. And then also scattered.
Oof, yes. Your boy's scattered.
They're like the life of the party. They're always they're always going. They typically, they're louder types. They like the center of attention.
If y'all have not noticed, I'm very loud.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what to tell you at this point. Like, you should know at this point.
So they are probably the loudest, most rambunctious of the types,
Hell yeah.
So that's 7, which is Caleb.
No one's king, by the way.
It's the wine. It's the wine.
It's the wine.
Actually, let me get some more, too, because you're about to drink up all my wine, my son. Like, don't be hogging.
Look, you got to catch up to me, girl.
Chill, man. Chill. We got some time to go here.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
So then number 8, this is probably, in many ways, the most complex number.
100%.
Like, very rigid.
Yes.
I have things to say about 8s, and I don't
no
mean any
offense to 8s.
I mean no ill intent. It's just
no ill intent.
For our personality types, they're probably the toughest
to
deal with. In my opinion, and they're tough cookies to crack. You know what I'm saying? So the 8 is the challenger.
Okay.
So they challenge everything. You know what I'm saying?
The challenger.
So the challenger, self-confident, decisive, willful, and confrontational. And see, I am not a confrontational person, which is why I struggle with 8s. Because 8s are very confrontational. They have no trouble. They're very direct, very black and white. They're not very emotional types. They're very driven, though. They're very driven. They're hardworking. Like, probably some of the top, like, elite people of the world are 8s because they're very driven. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that, like, Donald Trump is an 8.
Oh, yeah.
For an example. Yeah. Yeah. Very go-getter. But they just kind of lack the emotion heart side in many ways. They're very head-driven and just, they're probably the strongest of all the types, and for me, the most challenging. But we all have our things. Same here. I'm not trying to put down any 8s.
We're not trying to put down any 8s. Man.
And then the last type is the 9, which is me.
Yes.
I'm a 9, and they are the peacemaker. They are receptive, reassuring, agreeable, and complacent. So the type 9, and I could say a lot about this because I'm a 9 myself.
Right.
Is they basically don't like to flip the boat. They want everybody to get along. They want everybody to be happy. And so they are the one Enneagram type that probably gets along with all the other types the best. Because they're good at like just mirroring other types because they just want to get along. We just want to have a good time. Like we don't want any conflict, so we're not very we're not confrontational, very chill, more reserved types.
Right.
But yeah, you know, like
this stuff is so fascinating to me.
Yeah, there's obviously so much more you can go into that. Yeah. That was just kind of like a brief overview of all the types to kind of give you an idea. And I definitely think, you know, if you haven't taken the test before, it's
girl, do it. Y'all, come on.
It's enlightening.
It is. It's actually quite fascinating. It helped me learn so much of myself and help me understand like other people in my relationship to them.
Oh, for sure.
Like it was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's helpful to know what like the people in your life, like what types they are, because you know, like we all have conflicts and things that come up in life, and it's just good to know like kind of who people are and where they're at, so that you can understand like, you know, what they're feeling.
Right.
How they process things, which is the cool thing about the Enneagram.
So on that note, I kind of think it would be interesting if we actually talk about... So let me just say this. Tori and I, ever since we did the tests and stuff, we'll be like watching a TV show or a movie or whatever. It'll be like, I wonder what their number is.
Right,
or like whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always fun.
Yeah.
So we actually looked up... So we always look up like whatever show we're watching, whatever, we always look up the numbers. But I figured we would kind of take a dive into Friends because you and I both are really...
Yeah, we love Friends.
We love some Friends. A lot of people love Friends. But yeah, let's look this up because all 6 characters, I'm sure, I mean, they've got their numbers.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, for sure.
So let's take a look. So let's go with the first one. Okay.
How about this?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Before you like read them out, do you want us to like guess?
Yeah. I mean, I already know 2 of them.
You're looking at it, but how about, I can guess.
You can guess. Yeah, you can guess. So, all right. So I'm gonna say, let's do this one first. Okay, Rachel Green.
Okay.
What number do you think she is?
I would say maybe a 4. Would be my guess.
What's the 4 one again?
4 is like they're the more emotional, like
that's right. Yeah.
types. I always kind of thought her as a 4, but also like as crazy as it seems, like maybe she's a 3 because she's very devoted to her work. Okay. And that ends up breaking up her and Ross at some point because she just wants to do her thing. She wants to
listen. I'm gonna say this: if y'all have not watched Friends, you need to watch some Friends because they are hilarious and they're good. It's funny. It's so iconic. Yeah. But yes, so going back to the number of Rachel.
So what does it say that Rachel is?
You are correct. Really? She's a 3.
She is a 3.
She is an achiever, according to this website.
I wonder if she's like a... Right. I'm sure they're all a little bit different. But I wonder if she's like a 3-wing 4. Because here's the other thing. Okay. Here's the other thing that we didn't really discuss.
The wings.
There are wings.
Yes.
And you can have a wing...
Explain what the wing is, though.
Either number that's beside you.
Right.
So like for me as a 9... I could be a 9-wing 8 or a 9-wing 1.
Solely based off of... Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Which means that you are a 9, but you also show tendencies of a 1 or tendencies of an 8.
Solely based off of, like, whether you're more... I don't know how to explain it. It's like...
It's like, if you show, more characteristics of the number that's beside of you,
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah. Yes, it has to be a number that's beside you. And like I said, I thought she was kind of a 4, but I was also thinking 3. So if she's a 3, then maybe she's a 3-wing 4. Whereas she's a 3, she's an achiever, but she also has more of those like emotional...
Because she, honestly, if you know the show, you guys, she's an emotional character.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, really much.
Kind of dramatic.
You know how she is. But yeah, okay, so let me go ahead and read this. So Jennifer Green... Ooh. I just said her real first name and then
the
character's last name. Excuse me. Rachel Green, played by Jennifer Aniston. Rachel Green, who is played by Jennifer Aniston, is a type 3, the achiever. Ooh.
What?
God, Jesus, the achiever. Rachel grows through 10 seasons from a spoiled girl to a mature grown woman.
Right.
Starting as a pampered, naive young woman, she evolves into a successful career through the fashion industry. Mm-hmm. As you all should know.
Right.
If you've watched it,
yeah.
Yeah. But it does make sense. She really did start out as this, like, kind of like, oh, girl, you were going to marry this man solely based on the fact that your parents wanted you to, and it was rich. Money.
Yeah.
And you were just going to, like, live off that. And then you grew into this, like, independent woman. Yeah. So I think that's kind of cool.
And she's very driven. So I can
She is very driven.
That. Yeah.
It makes sense.
What's the
next? All
right.
The next one is Monica Geller.
Ooh. She has to be a hardcore 1.
You know what? You're 100% correct.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to let you sit and think about that because you're 100% right. So Monica is the backbone of the group.
Yeah.
With her neat, orderly apartment serving as the primary gathering place for the gang. As a type 1, Monica seeks to maintain high standards and a strong sense of right and wrong.
Oh yeah, that's a big 1 thing.
Her obsession with cleanliness, organization, and competition are key indicators.
Yeah.
Of type 1.
For sure. Yeah, that was easy for me.
That that was easy for me too. I was like, girl, I'm not even gonna let you to like think about it for a second. Yeah. You went with your gut and you're correct.
Yeah.
All right. So Ross Geller, the sibling. I know this one right off. But actually,
is he a 6?
Shut the hell up. Okay, so I always, because we actually looked this up before, right? We did at one point. We looked it up
ages ago, but I don't remember.
Ages ago. But I think when we looked it up months and months and months ago, it was a 5, but this article is saying that he is a type 6.
See, I always thought he was a 6 too. Because
girl, did you look at this article before?
No, I did not.
Did you look this up?
I mean, the 6 is a loyalist. He's very, very loyal to his close friends.
Right.
But he has, his character, and it's not a very nice term, but he tends to be kind of whiny. He has a lot of fears and anxieties, you know what I'm saying? Which is characteristic of a 6, but he's very loyal to his friends, very devoted, but he has, his things. So yeah, that's why I was thinking he was a 6.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even need to read that because you basically just explained it.
Really?
Pretty much. Okay, hold on. The next one, who, by the way, if I go back and forth with these characters being one of my favorite, it's either Phoebe or Chandler, quite frankly.
Oh, yeah. They're good characters.
They're great characters. But the next one that popped up is Chandler Bing.
See, I always thought Chandler was a 5 because my husband is a 5.
Uh-huh.
And I see a lot of similarities in them, but I could be wrong.
You are. Well, according to this article.
Yeah, everybody is a little bit different. What did they say?
According to this article, he is a 7.
No.
Right, I disagree.
I don't believe
with
that
this.
at all.
I personally disagree with this, but let's read what
let's see what they have to say. I 100%
we need to
disagree.
Keep an open mindset.
Yeah. We can be open-minded, but
open mindset? What the hell?
I'm just saying I disagree personally.
Right, I personally disagree too, but let's see what they have to say.
Okay.
Let's see what they have to say. Okay. Chandler Bing. Chandler Bing, who is played by Matthew Perry, rest in peace, is a classical type 7, the enthusiast. Chandler is known for his sarcastic humor and witty one-liners, which is a textbook example of type 7. Do you have any comment before I keep going?
Well, I'm just saying because my husband is a 5, and
I feel like in a way he's like that too.
I feel like Chandler, because they're very much like in their head.
Sure.
And so they process everything internally. And for Chandler, yes, he's a jokester. He makes jokes, but he tends to make jokes when he's uncomfortable.
Ooh, okay.
So I feel like it's a lot of stuff going on in his head. You know, so he's like trying to kind of fix the situation by, you know, making a joke or whatever. And I see a lot of that in like my husband who's a 5. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I have to disagree with this as well. I mean, just because you're someone that likes to crack up a joke,
it doesn't mean you're a
automatically make you an enthusiast or a 7.
Absolutely not.
Because Chandler, I'm just going to say it, Chandler is not the life of the party there.
No, he isn't. He's
not the loud one at all.
No, he's definitely a more reserved type compared to the rest of the group.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so
I agree with you.
I do not, because the 7 is like life of the party. They're center of attention. They're always there. Like,
excuse me.
I just don't see Chandler as being that.
I agree with you on that. But let me continue. Because, you know, whatever.
Right.
So this type is characterized by a love of excitement, new experiences, and a desire to avoid pain and discomfort. Let me tell you something right now. I have to I'm gonna say something about this too because I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, well, regarding his character, I should say.
Yeah. Because
I actually do not avoid pain and discomfort as a 7. Mm-hmm. I really try to kind of, like, I go through the emotions and stuff. I
feel like 7s are a little bit more in touch with their emotions, whereas
100%.
Whereas 5s are not as much that way, which is why I feel like Chandler is more of a 5.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
because there's a whole episode where like it's like Chandler can't cry.
Yes,
you know,
and 7s are really good at that kind of shit.
Yeah,
they just are. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I disagree with this post on that, but continue. It's fine.
Ooh, wow. Okay, interesting.
What is it?
So the next one is Phoebe Buffay. We both know exactly what we think about Phoebe Buffay regarding her number, her personality.
I always kind of thought, like, I always connected the most with Phoebe of all the characters, and I'm a 9.
Right.
So I always kind of saw Phoebe as more of a 9 as well. But she is, I feel like she almost shows some 7 characteristics, but the thing about the 9 is they're very moldable. They tend to mirror who they're with.
Right.
And that's why sometimes it's tough to say who is a 9. Because a 9 basically sees themselves as literally any number. Because they're the peacemaker. They see themselves, they just go along with the flow.
Right.
So, I don't know. But I still feel like I'm good with saying she's a 9.
Okay. So, before I say anything, I want you to have an open mind regarding what I'm about to say, and I want you to think about it. Because to a degree, I kind of agree with this, because according to this article, you're wrong.
I'm wrong? Okay.
Yes. It says that she's a type 4.
Yeah. I can see
What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, yeah.
If you disagree, girl, tell me.
No. I mean, I definitely see it because she's very, like, artsy in a sense. Like, she loves, you know, her guitar, her singing and stuff, but she's not good at it. But at the same time,
girl,
like,
don't be touching my girl.
No, but she's...
Smelly cat was a bop, honey.
Smelly cat. Man. No, but I mean, I can still see that for sure because she definitely.
I can too, honestly.
She is kind of more of an emotional type.
Yes.
She's definitely artistic in her own way.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of wears everything on her sleeve. You know, she's not like aloof or anything. So I can definitely see that. I mean, like I said, I can definitely see 9 characteristics because I always kind of related with her in many ways. Because I'm a 9, but I'm actually a very artsy person.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are.
So, like, it's not that black and white. But that's the cool thing about Enneagram at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not really that black and white. But I can definitely see how she could be a 4. I do.
I mean, I can too. I still personally want to keep her in the 9. Mm-hmm. But I do see
that is really interesting. That is very interesting.
I feel like that one was definitely better than the Chandler one.
Oh, for sure.
Quite frankly, I feel like the Chandler one being a type 7
I'm sorry, that was
sad. And we are not going to share what article this is, because this is, quite frankly, embarrassing regarding Chandler.
Like, I'm sorry. He is absolutely not a 7.
He is not a 7. There's no way.
But I can understand how you would think she's a 4, for sure.
See, okay, so the last one obviously is Joey.
Right.
I'm going to let you share this information. What you think he is.
I mean, I think Joey is hands down a 7.
I think so too, but this article thinks otherwise.
What?
But I want you to keep an open mind. Again. But if you straight up are like, just like, girl, this is not it, or whatever, right, then just tell me.
Like Chandler.
Right, exactly. So this article is saying that Joey Tribbiani is a type 9. Do you feel like he is a type 9? Just think about it for a second. Do you think he's a type 9 or no?
Honestly, no.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm a 9. Give me your reasons. I feel like he is definitely more like life of the party.
Right.
He plays around, plays the field. He has a hard time making... He has a hard time making like a strong commitment. I just feel like he's all about having a good time, which is very iconic of the 7s. Mm-hmm. Just like Chandler, I personally feel like they're wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think...
Because 9s...
I think Joey's a 7 as well.
Here's the thing. The 9s, because I'm a 9, so I understand... They don't want to tip the boat. They're very, in some ways, complacent. Like, they're fine to go along with other people, like what other people want to do.
Right.
And I just don't really see Joey as being that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, let me just go ahead and share what this article has to say.
Right.
Finally, the lovable Johnny. We already messed up his name. Damn.
Lord.
All right, the lovable Joey Tribbiani, an aspired actor and ladies' man, is a classic type 9.
I disagree.
The peacemaker. I personally disagree too.
I feel like Phoebe is more of the peacemaker, honestly, of the group.
Yes, like, out of all of them,
she's always the middleman. Think about episodes like when Monica and Rachel are fighting. It's always...
Stop the madness!
Yes. It's always Phoebe in the middle trying to break them up, trying to keep the peace.
Always.
Which is why I feel like Phoebe is more of a 9. But Joey is not... He's not like that. He's more of a fun-loving, having a good time.
Yep. Absolutely.
No. Yeah. I think this article is wrong, personally.
I 100% agree, too.
Yeah.
So, anyways, to continue... So Joey's type, number 9, is characterized by their easygoing nature, desire for harmony, and tendency to avoid conflict. But Phoebe's the same.
Exactly. No, and here's the thing. So you are a 7, and I'm a 9.
Yeah.
Think about the relationship that Joey and Phoebe have. They have a very special and different relationship in the show, and I personally...
You thought they were going to get together.
I kind of did at many points. Like, I feel like a 7 and a 9 could actually be a decent match.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of us and them in many ways. Right. Which is why, I feel like this article is wrong.
Yeah, this article's trash.
I mean, throw it out. No, bye. It got a lot of it right, but I personally don't think when it comes, I think they got Chandler wrong, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then Phoebe and Joey, I don't see that. But anyway, that's, what we think, our opinion, whatever. Everybody's entitled to it. So, But anyway... Would you like to move on?
We kind of wanted to change it up in the sense of, changing the topic. If y'all could have just seen what I just watched, that was the most hilarious thing. She was like, she just poured the, like, she was like very, like, I don't even know how to explain it. You were just watching very carefully how you were pouring the glass of wine. It was real intense. But anyway, I don't know how to explain it. It was funny. We laughed. It was hilarious. All right, so. All right, sorry about that. So going back to our trivia segment.
The
trivia. So we wanted to talk about different like snacks and
like
candies.
old, like vintage candies,
like,
if you
quote
will.
unquote vintage, because like let's be real, this wasn't like.
Honestly, I don't
1940s.
think. Yeah.
we're talking about our era
generation.
when we were kids, which would have been like the early 90s, that's not.
Yeah,
late 90s.
Stuff we were.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, correct.
All right, so the first one is F.R.I.E.N.D.S. Now, before you say a damn thing. When we were talking about like the segments of like what we wanted to talk about and stuff, you said F.R.I.E.N.D.S, and I gotta be real with you. I have no idea what F.R.I.E.N.D.S is.
Kyle. That's so embarrassing.
Yo, what's my
sorry.
name?
I apologize. I'm sorry.
You're like Kyle.
That's my husband. I'm sorry. I mean, no ill intent. It's just I live with him. I'm used to, responding to him.
It's the cuss sound. It's the cuss sound. That's what it is.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Caleb.
Yes.
I am so surprised at the stuff that you don't know about. Because, one of our previous episodes, you said you didn't know what the light bright was. I
forgot about it. Like
you knew, but you just kind of, drew a blank. Okay.
I drew a blank, but I really, truly do not know what F.R.I.E.N.D.S is.
Okay, so the F.R.I.E.N.D.S, it comes in kind of a square/triangular paper, package.
Sure.
On one side, you have, kind of like a sugary stick.
A sugary stick. Okay.
And then on the other side, I'm sorry.
You're good.
And on the other side, it's like a sugary powder. It's more tangy, sour powder. And what you do is you rip off the top.
Okay.
You take out the stick, you lick it so it's wet, and then you... This is terrible.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, hold on. All right.
Compose yourself, man.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So you lick it and then you stick it.
Damn it. Okay, hold on. Hold on, everyone. We do apologize. All right.
Yeah. So I'm just saying this is literally how it is. Don't be weird.
I'm not. I'm not gonna be weird.
So you lick it and you put it in the powder so it sticks to the stick, and then you eat it off the stick.
Right.
So you have the sweet sugary stick and then the sour powder. Mm-hmm. And so it's F.R.I.E.N.D.S. So you dip it, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You dip the stick into the,
Stop
it's
laughing.
sour.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. Anyways.
Look it up. Look it up right now as we're talking.
Okay.
So the F.R.I.E.N.D.S was very iconic for our generation when we were growing up. And for that reason, I have a hard time believing that it goes that far back. So I'm going to say sometime maybe the early 90s it came out is my initial guess.
Honestly, I'm going to say... Sorry, guys. So I'm gonna agree with you on that. I'm gonna say, let's just go with. I'm gonna be risky. I'm gonna say the early '90s. So maybe 1990.
That's what I was thinking too.
In 1994. So let's do this.
That's a little bit later than I was thinking. I was thinking 91.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's do it. So when did the... What's it called? Fun Dip.
Lowood.
Fun Dip.
What? Are we wrong?
Yes.
Oh, man. How wrong?
We are very wrong.
Really?
By like almost 2 decades. Well, for me, 2 decades. Wait, am I doing the math right? I don't care, whatever.
Just say.
1973.
Wow.
This came out in 1973. But also, can we just take a second and look at...
That's honestly surprising.
And I know our listeners can't see this, but I'm going to show Tori the
graphics.
The OG graphics of what the original packaging looked like.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Can you see that being a 70s
that looks pretty
thing?
Vintage, yeah. But
that's
see, it
wild.
surprises me because
we always do this. Like, well, I know.
Yeah, I know. But can I just say for a second?
Yeah. Go ahead.
It surprises me with a lot of this stuff because when I was a kid, they were advertising this stuff hardcore to us. Almost like it was a new, like, you know, fun, like, thing.
Sure.
And that's why I was thinking it was closer to our time. It blows my mind that it would have been around that long and they were still advertising it that hard to people of our generation.
I mean, they must have been doing well, you know?
And they just wanted to keep going, I guess.
Right. I mean, might as well. If you're making money off of it, might as well.
Wow, that's just crazy to me.
It is, yeah.
But all right. What's the next?
So the next one is gum tape.
Ooh.
Let me tell you something about gum tape. Let me some gum tape. Can you still like purchase gum tape?
Oh, for sure. I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna say, like, you should be able to
and the
order
little like pink
somewhere.
thing, and it like opens up, and you like roll the thing out.
But listen, you never ever pull it out like it's tape and then bite it. You always take that whole big chunk, and you just take a whole big bite.
Like
listen. One of the most satisfying things as a kid was to get some gum tape and just bite
into it.
Like, don't even pull the shit out. You just bite it.
I remember, like, being in elementary school, so we're talking about, like, the early 2000s.
Okay.
And I remember, like, kids bringing that to school. And it was like, you know, they were flashing it off. Like, it was
they were like, look,
I got some gum
look, girl,
tape.
I got some gum tape.
Like, it was like, it was like, you know.
It was like the cool
It was a cool thing to have.
Yes.
And if you were like a true friend of the person, then they would actually, you know, pull some off and break it off like actual tape and give you.
If they were a true friend.
But I'm telling you, can I be real? I remember because my family was not that well off.
Okay.
So we did not get things like this that much. But I remember, you know, going to school and having friends that had it. They were so like minuscule about how they would give it to you.
Right.
They would give you like the tiniest little piece and you're just like so grateful. You're like, wow, thank you.
Oh my god.
But they would literally give you like maybe an inch to 2 inches.
But do you remember
how break off this tiny piece and like here.
Right. You could have this. But do you remember how you could actually break the gum tape? You actually
close the container.
Yeah, you close the container.
And it snips it off, yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
What year do you think? I mean, I'm thinking the 80s.
I feel like we have to keep going for the back in the decades because we always are luck. Just right. It's always like a good 2 decades.
I know that we're always behind. I feel like we're always wrong. Like it always ends up being later, but I still for some reason am thinking the 80s.
Okay.
I mean the mid 80s.
Yeah, that's you do that. I'm going to I might be wrong, but I'm going to do the 70s just to change it up, honestly.
Okay.
All right, so let's do this. Oh.
What is it? Was I right? Or were you right?
Bubble tape is a type of Hubba Bubble gum produced by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name. But it was introduced in 1988. So it was the 80s.
I was very close. See, I was just thinking, like, for that, I mean,
it really is a good guess because it's a good guess. I mean, I just feel like with all the games and just our previous trivia segments when we talk about this stuff, we're always, like, way off, and it's always, like, the 60s or something.
Right, yeah.
So I wanted to pull it back a little bit.
Close.
But
I did not think that one was
I'll
that
give
far.
this one to you.
Thank you.
I'll give this one to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so the third one, we actually talked about this today, actually. The third one is baby bottle pops.
Baby bottle pop. Baby
is this like a ring?
Pop.
What's it called?
It is not a ring, son. You're thinking about ring pop.
No. I mean like a ringle, a dingle.
What?
You know how like there's Empire State or whatever the hell. No. It's like the number like 588 to 300 Empire today. But what are those called? The ringles?
What are you talking about right now? We're talking about baby bottle pop.
But you started like singing this thing about Ringle Pops or whatever the hell these are called.
Dude, listen to what you're saying right now. It is baby bottle pop. So
baby bottle pop.
Baby bottle pop. Baby bottle pop. You lick it, stick it, crunch it.
So that was like the.
Oh my lord. Okay,
what the hell's wrong with us?
So it came in there were different ones.
Okay.
So there was a plastic container at the bottom, and it looked like a baby bottle.
Yes.
So it was plastic bottle at the bottom, and the top it was like a nipple. And the top it was.
All right.
So
continue.
The top was
Lord,
like a lollipop.
Yes.
And the bottom, depending on there were different ones. There was some with powder, and there were some that were more crunchy, kind of like Nerds.
Right.
And so you would screw off the top part, which was like a lollipop, and you would kind of like a Fun-Dip. You know, you lick it, and then you stick it into the plastic part with the powder or like the crunchy Nerd stuff.
The sour powder stuff.
And it would stick to the lollipop, and then you would, eat it like that.
Right.
So it was kind of like a multi-packet situation, kind of like a Fun-Dip.
Yeah. Wow.
But those were like hardcore advertised when I was a kid. I'm thinking like 1990. And maybe, honestly, I could go further back. I could say like 89, maybe.
Okay.
That's just my guess.
89, you said?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think based on...
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to say early 90s.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, I know you were born in the earlier 90s,
right.
94.
Uh-huh.
But it keeps pulling me back to it's older than we think it is.
Yeah. That's always possible.
But yeah, I'm going to say 1992. No. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do that.
And I said 1990, maybe even 89.
All right, let's see. Ooh, wow. Wow.
Who's right? Anybody?
No, we weren't.
No, we were not right at all?
Not at all. So the Baby Bottle Pop is a brand of lollipops introduced by manufacturer Tops, spelled Topps, in 1998.
Oh, so it was later than we thought.
So it was the late 90s.
Okay, I mean... That makes sense. I was being a little bit generous because I feel like most of the time our guesses are later.
It's always like way later in like time.
But I mean, at the same time, like that does make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Based on the advertising, but like I said, we tend to get it wrong, so it was a fair guess.
I know. I really feel like I have to pull it back sometimes,
Yeah. Anyway, is this the last one?
This is gonna be the last one right here. We need to talk about the fruit by the foot.
Fruit by the foot.
So before we go with this, I'm not 100% sure I know what this is. Is this like Is this like the tape fruit kind of thing? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it was like in a roll.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I know there's like a candy, there's like a gummy Gushers.
Yeah, it's not that.
Is it like, and I could be wrong, but I always thought it was like shaped like a foot.
No. Foot as in length.
Foot as in length.
As in a measurement.
Okay. All right. So we still see these things to this day. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if they're called length by the foot or fruit by the foot.
Fruit by the foot.
My gosh. So I don't know.
He says length by the foot.
I do apologize, you guys. I'm sorry. But I've always known that these were around as long as I can remember, quite frankly.
Yeah. I mean,
they're still around today.
I'm going to say 90s, like early 90s.
Okay. I'm going to actually agree with you on this. I'm going to say 1993.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm going to be real
specific.
Real specific.
Yeah, look it up real fast.
But let's see. Oh!
Right or wrong?
I am off by 1 year.
No way.
I am. I'm off by 1 year. Fruit by the Foot is a snack made by General Mills and distributed under the Betty Crocker.
Crocker. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. Crocker, but listen, you're making me read all this, you girl.
Sorry.
Crocker brand. It was introduced in 1992.
Okay.
In North America.
Yeah, I said it was early 90s, right?
Yes, you did. 1991, children everywhere have been unrolling fruit by the foot, a fruit snack. Okay, so we're just going to stick with 1992.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. I did good. I did really, really good.
Yeah.
But let me also say this. I feel like as a kid, I wasn't surrounded by candy.
I mean, you lived in Mongolia.
I did live in Mongolia, and we didn't really see what was out, what was popular and stuff like that. But I will say this. There was different types of candy when I was living in Mongolia, and one of my favorite candies that they made there was called Adolf. And
what?
Adolf.
Adolf?
Adolf?
Like Adolf Hitler?
No. No, girl. And I might be pronouncing it not fully correctly, but
Adolf.
No. Don't put the D in there. Adolf. No.
I don't know what you're saying. Adolf.
But I don't want to. I feel like I'm saying it correctly, but if I am not, I don't want to just butcher it. But it was basically a dehydrated yogurt.
Okay.
That they actually placed in these little I don't know, you know how there's cookie cutters, or if you're making chocolate or whatever, you can design the way the chocolate is going to be shaped because it's melted and stuff.
Right.
It was the same concept with. But it was this dried yogurt. Dehydrated. Not deep-fried. It was dehydrated.
Dehydrated yogurt,
and I would eat this like it was popcorn.
Right.
I would be sitting in my living room after I finished my homework, watching a movie, and I would just be eating some Adolf. But I might need...
Adolf.
Nope, you're throwing a D in there.
Okay, Adolf. I don't know what... okay. It sounds like that's what you're saying.
Adolf. It's a very... it's a very subtle... I had pretty good pronunciation when it came to Mongolian when I was younger, but I have lost some of it. I'm just going to be honest with you.
It's been a while.
It has been a while since I've, but anyway. But that was some damn good stuff.
It was just dehydrated
I'm going to tell you that
yogurt.
right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're going to have to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us today, you guys. We really do appreciate it. If anyone is interested, please check out our store on Etsy by searching Uncork and Listen. The link will also be on our page. You should be able to see that. Again, thank you so much for joining. We really do appreciate it and hope we'll see y'all next time.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. Bye.